What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of From My Experience podcast. I'm your host, Rob. I have a very special guest with me tonight. We met. That was a year ago.
It was 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, I done fell from glory. We met 2 years ago. We had the same personal trainer slash life coach. We worked out together. She did more work than I did. And she's very nice, very sweet, very lovely, very pretty.
Aw,
And yeah, cool person all around. You single?
I am.
She's single, fellas. Um, and we gonna talk about some of the craziness that's going on in her life. She's not the crazy one either. She's not crazy. She's very cool, calm, and collected. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Tiffany Smalls.
Hey, what's going on?
Everything is going on. So this came about because we were texting, and when she was texting me some of the stuff, I thought she was talking about it in general. And I was like, wait, that happened to you? So,
Yes.
fellas, unfortunately, this episode is pertaining to us and some of the guys out there that are making us look bad. So what do you want to start with first, and then I guess I will follow up with um questions, because I can't make any excuses for some of these guys.
Um, let's start with, I guess we living in the side piece era. I guess we can start with that
That's funny.
because, yeah, like, I don't know who started it. I don't know if it was SZA or one of them musicians out there and fill people head up with, thinking it's okay to be a side piece. And it's not. It's really not. And lately, I've been getting approached, like just up front with basically, do you want to be my side piece?
What? Like, wait.
Yeah. I mean, they don't come out and say that,
Oh.
but that's the approach. Like prime example, bartend slash served at a bar, a local bar. I'm not going to disclose the name or anything, but I used to work there a lot. Used to work a lot of nights, and so you meet different people,
Mm-hmm.
different type of people, and like I would get hit on 90% of the time by married men or
Wow.
men who are known to have girlfriends.
Mm.
Like
Mm-mm.
one guy, I think the first guy who tried to talk to me, like he came in there one night the first time, and I didn't really pay him any attention because we were like really packed, really busy, and I was just focusing on getting my money.
Right.
But he came in there again on a slow night. He was like, I was watching you, and I think you're very pretty. I think you're nice. I'm like, oh, thank you. He was like, I like your hair, blah blah blah. And like he's talking, he was like, I want to get to know you, and I'm like, but what's up with that ring on your finger though?
Mm. It's
And
the
he's like,
hair. It's your hair. You remember?
is it?
You remember that fragrance? So go ahead. Yo, her hair. Oh my god, yo, I used to smell her hair all the time. It was the weirdest thing. I had to though.
So this man used to get high off my hair, like for real. He would literally want me to run in front of him so he could smell my hair in the wind.
that never mind. Go ahead. Yeah, let's stick with that story. That's why I wanted you in front of me running. Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Oh, listen, I ain't married and I ain't looking for a side piece. So go ahead.
I mean, hey, and you a man, so I can't even fault you. I mean, but that's what it's been lately. Like, so when I asked him, I said, what's up with that ring? He was like, oh yeah, I'm married. I'm not hiding it, but things ain't what it seems. You don't know what's going on at home. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. You wearing that ring, like it's none of my business what's going on at home. It's the fact that you have someone at home, so that's who you need to be focusing on. Don't be all up smiling up in my face,
Mm-hmm.
talking about you trying to get to know me. No, we ain't got nothing to talk about.
That's disgusting. I think like people like that. I think if you're a cheater, just don't get married. Like some people, you just know that you're not ready to stop. You're not gonna stop. Just don't drag someone. Don't drag an innocent woman into that. Don't drag someone innocent into that if you know you're gonna be running around and doing that. And my thing is this: you want to do single things and mess with single women and do all that, then get a divorce.
Then
Damn it.
be single.
Yeah,
Yeah, that too.
get
Like,
a divorce and be single. Do it right.
so yeah, that's been the gist of my dating life.
Oh, you deserve much better.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Much better.
I I think I do too.
I have no dating life. I'm married to my work, so um, yeah, it sucks. So okay, what do you want though? Do you know what you want?
As far as like in a man,
Mm-hmm.
um, looks aren't really everything. I just want somebody who
There you go, ugly fellas. Go
wait a minute. With
ahead.
I said looks aren't everything, but there has to be an attraction somewhere, you know?
Okay.
Um, I want somebody who takes care of themselves,
Hmm.
and I mean that not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally. They got to be stable. Um, they said money ain't everything, but I can't be the one paying all the bills. I can't be the one out here hustling all the time. Like, if I'm working 2, 3 jobs, if I'm out here hustling, I need you to be on the same level,
Okay.
you know, if not higher. Um,
Sounds reasonable. Don't sound like you asking for too much.
oh, I'm not asking for a lot, but for some people, that's a lot. And to be faithful and loyal.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
And
That's that. Now you asking for a lot.
what?
I'm kidding.
I say, go slap yourself.
No, I won't abuse myself. I mean, it sounds like it's funny. Like what you just named are very, in my opinion, very basic things. Like those are like things I would think any man. Those are qualities any man should have or are
Right.
capable of having.
And not just for a woman, but for themselves.
Exactly, for yourself.
Because if I'm working on myself spiritually, physically, mentally, all that,
Mm-hmm.
you got to be able to bring the same thing to the table.
So okay, you've been getting approached to be the side piece. You told me about some other stuff. What are some other things that have happened?
Man, that's a big old can. I don't know if we want to open that.
You don't want to talk about it? Are you still sore? You still hurting?
Um, not really. No, no. I just put. Let's talk about these men who are in uh positions in the church.
That's just I.
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny you said that. Let me do some fake journalism real quick.
He said fake.
It's definitely fake. It's funny that you mentioned that because I think part of what's happening, just where the world is now, and some of the things that have been going on, it upsets me when people have a certain title that are associated with certain things and they do stuff like that.
Mm.
Here it is. My boy posted this. If my computer will load. Oh, my gator bites came up. All right. Doctors and cops among 277 arrested in human trafficking and online prostitution sting in Florida. Doctors and cops. Like,
Doctors and cops.
you a cop, you were supposed to protect and serve. You're a doctor. You're supposed, I forget what their oath says, but like you're supposed to, take care of patients, reasonable skill and care, whatever your oath is. Y'all have a higher responsibility according to that title.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, for what you went, first of all, for what you went through to be a doctor, all that education, all that hard work for you to make it there, that's what you choose to do with it? Like you put
Right.
your reputation, your life all at risk to do something like that where you're literally destroying women's lives. Like you're literally doing the opposite of what you said you're going to do.
Right. Isn't that crazy?
that is crazy. Now, to unfortunately, for what you're telling me about men who are in the church, so you're talking about anybody, pastors, deacons, ushers.
Yeah, people who hold positions. And don't get me wrong, like,
Yeah,
we all, nobody's perfect.
right.
We all have our flaws. Um, but sometimes when you're in a position like a deacon, a pastor,
Mm-hmm.
an elder, whoever, you know, people look to you
Right,
because you're their leader,
right,
and you're supposed to be sent from God to lead the people down a straight and narrow, straight path. People who seem to mess up, when they need help, they come to you. So how can they come to you when you out there doing the same things they're doing?
exactly.
I
It's
mean,
it's terrible.
it is.
And then I'm like this,
They-
you ain't scared to go to hell? Like, like I got regular fear, and I'm not a man of the quote unquote cloth, but it's like, bruh, like that don't cross your mind at all. It makes me, and it
Right.
destroys it because it's like, well, clearly you don't believe, you know, you don't really believe in what you're up there preaching if you're doing turning around and doing the opposite knowingly.
Exactly. And I know, we're not supposed to worship them because no, they're not God, but
Right.
they are servants of
They're
God.
role
God chose
models.
them.
Supposed to
Yeah,
be.
God chose them, and they're supposed to be God's mouthpiece. So, you know, you are kind of held at a higher standard. And like I said, none of us are perfect, and sometimes they do fall short. But when you out there doing like worse things than your congregation, people in your congregation, that's a problem for me.
Right. Ugh. So you had an incident
I did. I've had more than one incident.
after service, during service.
Um, well, one incident was during a fellowship. We were all hanging out, and we all went out, got something to eat, and we were just fellowshipping, having a good time. And um, I had on a button-down shirt, and it had a lot of ruffles. So one of the buttons popped open, but I couldn't see it. I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the leaders in the ministry, he saw it, but he never said anything. He waited until late that night to send me a text and
No, he
said
did
something.
not.
Yes,
Wait,
he
wait, wait,
did.
wait, wait, wait. So
Yes, he did.
why?
So I was a little, embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
because, like I said, I'm not sitting there openly trying to expose myself. I would never do that,
Right.
and I didn't notice until like I looked down or reached down to my purse and I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, so I hurried up and fixed myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think anybody saw because nobody said anything. And my niece was sitting right next to me. She didn't even see it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, okay, I'm good. But then I got a text like 11 o'clock that night while I'm getting ready for bed. And he said some things that were a little inappropriate. And I had a problem with it. I mean, I didn't confront him right then.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then it bothered me for like a week. So I had a meeting with him and he, tried to say, well, it wasn't like that. I look at you like a sister. I'm like, so
No,
you
you
gonna
don't.
tell your sister? Really?
Yeah, I look at you like a sister.
Really?
That's what I say when I don't like a girl and I don't want to let her down easy. Damn, I'm gonna have to edit that out. Wait, I gotta edit that shit
Now
out.
you putting your business out there.
I mean, we're opening up, so I gotta open up too. No. Some of y'all really are like my sister, and y'all know who y'all are.
But yes, I mean, and my thing, I looked at it like, if you respected me, you would have. Of course, you're a man. You're gonna look, but you would have said something right then, like Tiffany. Oh my gosh, like your shirt, fix that.
You know
You
what?
know,
Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't say this when I'm say it. When something like that happens, I mean, as a man, you're gonna look, you're gonna see it, but I think you should say something. Like I would say something.
yeah,
I
out of
mean,
respect, right?
Yeah, out of respect, you know what I mean? And I know you, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we're not best of friends or anything like that, but I know you well enough. I wouldn't have you out there like that because I would want you to say something to me.
Exactly. You know, like Rob, you walking around with your fly open. I'm be like, yo, dude.
But
Yeah.
it's funny, but because of stuff like that, I'm always like, I have a thing where I'm always checking myself. Like, I'm making sure I ain't got boogers in my nose. I'm making sure my stuff is together. Like, I'm one of those people. I'm just one of those people. Oh my god.
But
What?
yeah, that was crazy.
Okay, do you have any positive experiences?
Yeah.
What's your most recent one?
With what
Huh?
pertaining to anything?
Yeah. Well, men dating, your dating life, your love life. I'm being nosy now.
Say that again. Sorry.
I said with dating in your love life because I mean we're talking about these filthy dudes. So what about
Um,
positive experiences?
positive experience with dating.
Damn, the face you're making is like.
I did. Okay, so I decided to step outside the box because, for some reason, most women of color don't really, they're not open to dating outside their race.
Wait a minute.
And
Go ahead.
I did. I've always been open to it, just, never had anybody ask me out
There's nothing wrong. It's nothing
until,
wrong with dating outside of your
um,
race.
no, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Mm-mm.
And it was, I want to say August. I met somebody
Oh,
and he
okay.
was really nice, definitely a gentleman. We went out, we dated for about 3 weeks. Um, and we didn't stop dating because of, oh, we don't like each other. He ended up getting a job on the other side of the country, so we just decided it's just best to be friends. But those were like the best dates I've ever been on, and he's probably the only person who's ever treated me like a queen. And he was very respectful. Like he never let me touch the door, never let me touch his truck door. Like whenever he picked me up, he always would just
He drove a big old pickup truck Ford F. He drove a Ford F-150. I know. God dang it.
actually he does drive for it.
I know.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, like he was a gentleman.
Wow.
Perfect gentleman. I've never been treated like that, and that's sad, but no one's ever been that careful with me
Mm-hmm. How'd you meet him?
online.
Which app?
Yeah, match.
Huh. Okay. I might
Yeah,
I might have to try one of these things, man. I've been hearing things. I mean, it's the norm. Um,
starting
I
to become more normal.
yeah, it's. I mean, 10 years from now, that's how people are gonna say they met their wives. That's what they're gonna be telling their kids. There was this app back in the day, and
Right.
that's interesting.
They say online dating is like the new age bar.
It
You
is.
don't know what you're getting when you're going to the bar. You don't know what you're getting when you go online.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it was different. But we had fun. We had a lot of fun.
It sounds like it. I'm sorry that he moved to the other side of the country.
Yeah,
So you're not open
but
to long
everything.
distance dating.
No,
Why not?
not that long. Mm-mm.
What? Like California, other side of the country?
No, uh-uh. You got to be at
No, I
the
mean where he
max
moved to.
Hawaii.
Oh shit, that's the other side of the world. You talking about? Oh yeah.
Yeah, if I'm gonna do a long distance relationship, you got to at least be on the same coast.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's mad. Hawaii. Sure, you gonna go visit him?
Nah.
What? Wait. But you had 3 good weeks of dating. So if he was like,
hmm
"Yo, I want you to come see me. I'm gonna pay for
I'm
your
gonna
flight and
ask.
everything."
Yeah,
Yeah. If he asked you, y'all still talk?
not really. No.
That's interesting. Why y'all don't talk?
Yeah.
Why you quit talking to him? Because I know it was you.
How you what?
Cause I can see the look on your face. I hope he don't
Really?
ask. Yeah.
No, it was not me. It was not me.
Yo, you thinking about it? I saw that. You. What happened?
No,
What?
I reached out to him a few times, and of course, we talked, but it wasn't the same like how it was when we were dating. And then I'm not gonna chase nobody. That's what I will not do.
Okay.
So once I see that you're scaling back, like yeah, we agreed to still be friends and still hang out, but at the same time, I noticed that I guess because he's more focused on the move and everything, and that's fine, whatever the case may be. But if I'm the only one trying to keep that communication going, I'm gonna stop. So I
Mm.
stopped.
Okay, so it was him. So now he in Hawaii looking at cheeks all day too. So
I mean, hey,
interesting.
but I wish him all the best. I really do.
So what's next for you? You still on Match?
Yeah, I'm waiting for that to expire. Let me tell you about Match, okay? Match. This is my first time trying like a actual legit dating app
Hmm.
because Plenty of Fish is not legit. I'm
You know,
respectful.
I heard about Plenty of Fish, and if I was a different type of dude, I'd be on there. But go ahead.
Listen, if you was a different type of dude, exactly. Oh, Rob, I swear I need to write a book from my experiences on Plenty of Fish, like for real,
Do it.
because I've had some of the craziest yet funniest dates from there. Some weird, most of them funny,
Hmm.
but Match is mostly men in their 40s and 50s.
Really?
Yeah, I very rarely run into somebody who's like in their early 30s. Like one guy, he was writing me and his profile said that he was 33. But then as we're having a conversation, he was like, yeah, I'll be 40 next month. And I was like, skirt, wait a minute.
He lied.
Your profile says you're 33. Why does it say that? And he's like, oh, I don't know. Maybe, it was a typo when I put my birthday in. Okay, I can understand a typo on like the first number, but the last number,
Hmm.
no, no. You meant to put that in there. Like you meant to put 85 instead of 78.
You did. Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah. He definitely. Oh, see, guys, that's why you shouldn't lie, man. Lies are way too hard to keep up with, man. They're way too hard to keep up with. Just tell the truth.
The truth. And see somebody like me, I'm very analytical. I analyze everything.
Do you?
So please believe I'm gonna catch you.
You look like you catch niggas.
You can call me private eye. Matter of fact, one of my friends just posted on Facebook today. She was like, leave it up to her little sister and my friend Tiffany Smalls. I'll be able to find anything I need on anybody.
That's good to know. I need to stay in touch with you about some things, man. I'm dead serious, man. Gotta be careful out here in these streets.
Yeah, be careful, man. I'm telling you. But
So,
yeah,
what are
no, I'm
your
sorry.
what are your life goals? I need to talk to you
My
about this. I want to get more into you. So, men are trash. Women, y'all
but
trash. Some of y'all trash too. But life. So, wait, are we the same age? Wait, I think you're a little younger than me.
I'm 31.
Oh yeah, you're younger than me. I'll be 34 in December. So, you're part of the Dirty 30 Club. Do you
Mm-hmm.
notice a difference or in your mentality in your life going from the 20s to the 30s? 'Cause I feel like the 30s is a very I feel like the 30s is the new 20s in the sense that back in the day, like you did a lot of grow. I feel like our parents and stuff did a lot of growing up in their 20s. A lot of people get married, having kids, and like
Yeah,
whole families and
yeah.
careers. I feel like that's the 30s now. Because like when I think about my 20s, I really didn't get serious about life until late. Like maybe like 28, 29, when I was in more serious relationships and stuff like that. And now I'm kind of like regretting it, but not regretting it. And 30 is very interesting. And now I'm like, damn, I wish I could run away from 40, but I can't.
Um, I don't know. I think I've always been beyond my age. That's what people would tell me.
Same.
Um, because I used to call them the Golden Girls. And my grandmother and her friends, I used to
Mm-hmm.
always hang around them.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was different. Like my 20s, I was more focused on school
Mm-hmm.
and work and church. Like those were the three things that were more important to me. I didn't even really care about dating, not so much. I mean, I cared about it, but that wasn't really a high priority for me. I think now that I'm older and like I have my degree, I have my career, um, just bought a house. So I'm leaning more towards, okay, well, now I'm ready to settle down. My 20s, I wasn't thinking about that. Not really.
Really? You was wild.
Yeah. That wasn't wild. It's just that,
You wasn't thinking about it. I get you.
I was really, really active in ministry. Like I was on the praise dance team. I was the church secretary, the finance overseer. Like, I was doing all that. So that was my main focus. And then, of course, after graduating from school, so I graduated when I was 24.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I did 2 extra years. So when I was 24, but even while I was in school, I was working part time, doing, ministry and going to school, doing ministry and working.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
You didn't have time for much either. Don't sound like
no,
it.
no, not at all. So now that I'm in my 30s, it's like, okay, wait a minute, Tiffany, you getting older. How they say that clock ticking.
Yeah, don't let that bother you though. I think a
Oh, it's
lot
not
of
me. It's just, I think now that's what my heart desires. Before,
mm-hmm.
I wasn't really focusing on that. Now, I really do. You want love, you want marriage, kids, and all that. But it seemed like that's not really what's the word I'm looking for? It's not valued nowadays.
Right. Yeah.
I,
I'm
and I really did, like I said, in the beginning when I was talking about, I don't know who fooling these people head up with SZA or whoever. I really feel like it's the music because
yeah.
back in the day when our parents were growing up, and they listened to Marvin Gaye and all that, they talking about that one true love and
Yeah.
that girl that broke their heart and that girl they can't eat, can't sleep and all that
Mm-hmm.
good stuff. Nowadays it's like, oh, okay, on to the next, to
Yeah.
the left, you irreplaceable. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
I'm with you. It's funny. I've kind of like flip flop. Like I was really focused on like marriage and relationship in my mid to late 20s. Like that's what I really really wanted. And I just couldn't find nobody to act right. I wasn't perfect,
oh,
but
you couldn't. So was it you couldn't act right, or you really couldn't find nobody to act right?
we can talk about that off air. Y'all go back and y'all can go back and listen to the older episodes. Y'all don't want me to rehash all that.
Oh,
No, I mean, first serious relationship, she cheated on me. My last one, we just grew apart. We wanted two very different things in life, and she realized some things about me deeper into the relationship, and I realized some things about her, and we knew it wasn't gonna work. So, um, and since then, I've had that last relationship that taught me I need to focus on my game plan and stick to what's for me. Like, part of my problem was I'm so nice that I sacrifice, but I have to remember to look to see what that person is giving up for me versus what I'm giving up for them. Not saying that it necessarily has to be equal, that'd be great, but sometimes you can give up so much you put yourself in a bad position, and if it don't work out, you kind of like, yeah, they got all their stuff and I ain't got nothing. So
right, right.
I've been focusing on just rebuilding self, focusing on self, enjoying myself, like just focusing on DJing, my video game stuff. I need to get back on my health tip, but I love food, so I've been like, all right, I'm gonna try new places and stuff like that.
I can't with you. I can't. I told you we got goals out here. You can't be eating all these crazy stuff.
I know I
I mean,
gotta.
you can like maybe once a week.
Oh hell no. No, and I got
But see,
that part of it. I got a really stressful job, and part of my problem is when I stress, I can't sleep and I eat really bad. So I'm trying to balance it. Like I got fruit and stuff. So like I do really good, but like lunch is the only time I really eat that bad. Like that's just like lunch is like I'm going somewhere. I'm gonna get like a steak in the middle of the day with like some buffalo wings. Like it's bad. But I don't eat late at night like that, and I don't do like late bad eating. I try not to anyway. Um, but yeah, my dirty 30s is about refocusing. I'm actually looking to relocate out of South Carolina if I can. Um, and just start doing things for me because I feel like the future Mrs. Wilson, she'll come along when she comes along when I meet her. But I can't stress about that, and I feel like that's one of the luxuries of being a man because like I don't have a clock. Like I can have
yeah,
y'all can freeze y'all eggs.
yeah, that we can,
Yeah,
that
but
we
I mean,
can.
knowing what I know about you thus far, you shouldn't have any problems. You won't have any problems. I can't see that.
Maybe I need to get out of Charleston too, huh?
Hey, listen, I'm moving to the DMV area. Better, more variety. You're right there by DC. You only, I think, 3.5 hours from New York. You got Philly right there. I mean, there's just so much. And I'm like, yo, go live your life. I've been here forever. My mom's side of the family is here. I went to college in Orangeburg, moved back down. Like, I've been in this area since 2003. So I feel like, okay, I've maximized whatever I'm going to do here. Time to go. And I know people all across the country. So it's like,
Yeah,
go do it, live your life. And then, we have a distinct benefit. We're single with no kids.
kids, yes. Praise them.
Almost had one at one time. Thought I was, but
Oh, gee.
No, she wasn't. Her period was late, and I like telling this story because it's funny. Her period was late. It was my first girlfriend. We was in college. We were in love, so it didn't matter. I was like, okay. She was like, "Are you?" I'm like, no, I'm not scared. Like we love each other. We'll work it out. I bought that pregnancy test at Walmart. That lady rang up my pregnancy test and looked at me. Then she looked at the test and looked at me. She said, "Oh, you done lay down too long." It's like if you get my damn test. I didn't ask you for your judgment.
Oh, that's so funny.
So, but she took it. It came up negative, and her period came like 2 days later. That test was $25 too. My friend's like, "Oh, you could have went to the Dollar Tree." I was like, "Nah, I need to know." I bought the joint in the
Right, you
security
need
box. Like I had to like
the
call
most
someone over.
accurate results possible.
Exactly. So that was the only time I ever came close to that. And that's another thing that resonates in my mind is like, dude, you have nothing holding you back. So why are you choosing to sit in the same place? So just something that's where I'm at in my life and my headspace right now. Like the trip we taking next month, hey.
Hey,
I ain't
that's
had
gonna be lit.
my first time leaving the country, didn't have a passport before this. So
Same with me. Like this trip forced me to get my passport.
and that's one of my best friends. Oh my god, that's one of my best friends, man. Like we've been through so much and we've talked about everything and we think a lot alike. She's been on the podcast as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, I listened to
Yeah,
that episode.
that's Swazi. Shout out to Swazi. I need to go back and listen to that episode. She's getting married, so she told it y'all. She told it y'all.
He
So
sure did.
we're gonna go enjoy that. I'm gonna eat a ridiculous amount of food and have a ridiculous amount of drinks. I'm definitely gonna have fun while I'm there.
Yeah, 'cause all that is included, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, we about to have a good time. So,
definitely.
when are you getting there? You flying in on Friday?
Saturday. I ain't
Hmm?
balling like y'all. Saturday.
Oh, I'm coming Saturday too.
Oh,
But I'm not leaving until Tuesday.
me too.
Oh, okay, cool, cool.
Yeah, yeah. Me and my long distance date. So that'll be fun. Don't.
I-
Why are you? The way you looked at the camera.
So, Rob, let's talk about this.
No, let's not.
Yes, yes, let's.
No.
We got to talk about my dating experiences.
Huh? All right.
So we so we can't talk about.
All right. What questions you got? I'm changing the
I mean,
way I date too. I think I made a post
that's
about it.
what I want you to expound on. Like,
Uh,
you see the way you date. So are you really
um.
be doing these like long distance dating as far as like taking these girls on trips and stuff?
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm not taking her. She's paying, and I know we've known me and her. We've known each other. Oh God, since like 2008, nine. She lives on the other side of the country, but she's a really good friend. She's one of my closest friends, and we like each other, and we don't have a chance to ever see each other like that. So I was like, well, damn, I'm going out of the country. And I always said to myself, when I get a chance or when I put myself in a position to take a trip like this, I'm not going by myself. Like I want to share it with somebody. So that's what we're gonna go do. But
I understand that.
you know, so it's a long distance vacation date. It's gonna be great. Ugh.
It is. It's gonna be great. I'm happy for you. Can't wait to meet her.
Yeah. Uh
Huh?
huh.
What?
She can't wait to meet. She can't wait to meet y'all. She was talking to me about that last. I can't wait to meet your friends. I was like, and I like described everyone to her to the best of my ability. And I was like, these aren't my core group of friends, but these are definitely really good and cool people. And I was like, these are some of the best people to introduce you to when entering if you're entering that part of my life. Because I was like, some of my other friends, I don't know if you can handle them yet. But y'all are good. But
Yeah, we cool. I mean, you ain't really get to experience the crazy side of Tiffany yet. You
you
might
know,
experience that side in Jamaica now that because we're gonna be lit. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna be eating. We're gonna be drinking. And sometimes when I drink, you never know what comes out of my mouth. I'm just go ahead and warn you that now.
huh? Never mind. I'm not gonna say
But I
nothing.
will try to be on my best behavior. I got you, Rob.
No, don't be on your best behavior. Please,
Okay, good.
yeah, please don't. Mm-mm.
But
That
no,
that
this is
and again, that's why you gotta have truth and transparency. You can't be afraid to take people places and be afraid of what people gonna say or do. Like you know what I'm saying. My reputation precedes me.
and I really don't have anything negative to say about you anyway.
Right,
So
and vice versa. And this
yeah.
is a lesson for you guys. I have some things in my head that I'm not gonna say out loud. But
So then why even say that,
oh,
Rob?
sorry. But it's part of the way my life works. Like sometimes I can see a situation and know what I should do and what I shouldn't do in a situation. And when I don't do it, I usually end up being right about it. That's all I really gotta say. Um all right, so here's what I posted. I said, question for the ladies. I said, I think I'm gonna change, and I really said, I'm a. Y'all quit letting me put IMA. That's not a word. But that's how I talk. I think I'm gonna change the way I date. 3 or 4 regular dates if we make it that far. Then the next date is a small trip somewhere for a few days. Thoughts? So the reason I say that is, you know, it does a couple things for me. One, at the age that I'm getting to now, I have learned to have a greater appreciation and value for my time and my money.
Okay.
Because right now I work 100% commissions. I work hard as shit for my money. Like I have to work for every penny that I get. I don't get paid every 2 weeks. I get paid when a job is done, basically.
Okay.
Um, so I need to know if you with it or not sooner rather than later. And I feel like regular dates are cool because there's a limited amount of time. You know where we going. You know what's gonna happen. Like it's pretty predictable at the end of the day, unless I surprise you. But you know you only gonna spend about 3 or 4 hours with me, then you can be out. So
Sure.
I think it's easier to fake in front when you have a 3 or 4 hour period and then a few days in between versus let's spend 3 days together. So now we
This is
spending the
true.
night. You know what I'm saying? Do you wash your ass? Do you brush your teeth? Do you fart in your sleep? Like I need.
Yeah, do you snore?
Do you
Those things.
snore? Yeah. Like you learn a lot, and I'm not saying we gotta be freaky deek or nothing like that. We can do the double bed because I actually went on a date like that. Someone who back in my hometown, we went on a few dates because I have a nephew, so I go home and see him. And I actually went out on a date with her because like my hometown is boring. So I was like, oh, let's go on a date, and it turned out to be really fun. So we kept dating. But we went to Carowinds and we spent the night in North Carolina, and then we had brunch and then we came back. So and then I spent that whole day when we got back. I spent that whole day with her, so I got to spend a lot of time with her, and you get to see a lot and you get to learn a lot because you have to let your guard down. Like you don't want to go somewhere for 3 or 4 days like like nah, let's have fun. Like let your hair down. Like let me see who you are. We always want to be
Right.
on our, how to have that
I,
best foot forward on the dating, but it's like, all right, I need
it's
you
the
to relax.
representative in the beginning.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
killing
you're
my
trying to push
representative
through.
though. Like, it's not the way it used to be. I'm pretty upfront. I'm shy naturally, and I'm very quiet around people at first because I'm observant. Because I don't like people. I love people, but I don't like them. So I kind of I kind of find characteristics, and then I'm like, no, I don't even want to let this person close to me. So, but what do you think about that as a woman?
Um, as a woman, I would say that, for me, speaking for myself, I would have to really like you and
Mm-hmm.
have built up a good amount of trust for you to go on these little small dates because people are crazy. Have
So you talking about the
to
big
keep
date?
that in
You
mind.
talking about the small dates or the trip date?
I mean, the trip dates.
So I'm
So, like,
glad you
what's
said
your
that.
limit? Yeah, like
That
how long or how long would you date that person before you feel comfortable enough taking a trip date with them?
so I said 3 or 4 dates, right? So I would think you could go on 3 or 4 dates. I mean, it depends, but you can go on 3 or 4 dates in at least a month, at least a month, month and a half. Obviously, y'all talking on the
Okay.
phone, texting. That still might not be enough time, but what you just said is the key because because that's something I would let them know like up front. Like maybe date number two, I would say, hey, this is how I kind of do this thing. So she'll know. And then that lets you gauge your comfort level because they're not, I feel like after spending a good month with someone, if they're not a little bit more comfortable with you, then you're probably not doing something or putting out the right vibes or you're not having the right kind of conversation. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, I'm transparent. Like, people get me like that. And it usually scares people because they're like, you can't be this nice. And I'm like, yo, I am. Like, there's enough other problems in the world. Why I need to be another one for you? Like that's just
True.
how I feel about it. So yeah, I might have to bump it up though, cause you're right. Cause the world is different and people are crazy.
People are crazy. Like,
Maybe 6.
that's a good
And
number.
you know what else? It also lets you know they got some money. Cause I'm not paying
This
for
is
this.
true.
Like we gonna go.
Exactly.
Like where
Exactly.
we
And then,
go, we gonna split it
like,
50-50.
Rob, so hold up. What would you do if you meet the if you stop laughing? If you meet somebody, okay, y'all done gone out on, 5, 6 dates, and you're like, okay, I'm really feeling her. I like her. Let me take her to Charlotte real quick. Let's go to a game or something. And she like flips out and be like, oh, you expecting me to pay for this? Like,
Yes.
how how would you react to that?
If she don't want to
You,
pay, then we don't go. And
I mean, well,
I'm like,
duh.
okay, well, why should I pay for it? That would be my question. Why should I pay for it? And you better not say because you're the man.
Or she might say, because you asking me to go.
I
Some of
think
these
that
chicks.
is the dumbest. I think that is so dumb. That's like saying, "What you gonna buy me for my birthday?" Well, you asked me, so you gonna pay for it,
Right.
right? Yeah,
I
people.
mean, some women are like that.
Yeah, that whole "you asked me, so you should pay." I don't know, but also again, that tells me something too. That tells me something. So you expected me to pay for it. So that lets me know. It gives me a bit of insight into your expectations of a man. And it lets
Yep.
me know, okay, nigga, you about to set a precedent. Do you want to be the nigga that she thinks of as he gonna pay for it? Or you gonna put your foot down and see if she wants to pay for herself and see what kind of person she is? Or maybe she says, I'll get the next one. That's what it's about. It's about putting, for lack of a better word, and I hate to say it like this, it's not a test, but it's like it's an obstacle that kind of it forces that person's hand a little bit. Cause now I get to
Yeah.
see what's real. I get to see what's up with you. I mean, you can catch an Uber or do whatever. You can make it to a date, but like, all right, let's go really do something. You know, I think it says a lot, and that's
It
what I
does.
need.
It does.
That's what I really need, man. I just need to know like who's with the shits, like who's with it for real. Cause I want the future Mrs. Wilson. I ain't got time to be out here running around, laying up with everybody. Cause I can't be giving up the Mr. Wilson goodies. I'm for real. Been celibate for
No, you cannot be doing that.
2 years. Mm-mm.
Oh, congratulations.
Don't
That's
congratulate me.
awesome.
That's by accident. Um.
That
Okay.
is awesome.
It is.
By accident.
No, I've never been out there like that. Anyway, I've never been that type of person. So I'm too scared. There's too much stuff floating around here, and I'll be the one to get somebody pregnant. So that's why I don't.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's my crazy dating idea.
I wouldn't say that's crazy. I think it's smart.
But you would do it
I
if it was the
understand.
right guy.
If it's the right, I would definitely do it. Yeah. And if I trust and I know that he's not just trying to do it just for an end goal,
Mm-hmm.
because there are some guys who do that. Like, they show that they're interested and they do all these nice things when really they're just trying to get that one thing. Because believe it or not, even at the age in our 30s, there's still men who play those type of games.
Yeah.
So, but if I truly believe that, he's just genuinely nice and just wants to go out and experience different things and have fun with me, then yeah, I'm all for it.
And you'll pay your half.
And I will pay my half. I have no problems with that.
Oh, fellas, y'all hear that?
And if I'm feeling good, I might pay your half too. We don't know.
Shut up. You pay
Yeah,
his
you
half?
right. I'm gonna shut up. No.
I'm about to say, where is it? Shit.
Nah, I don't know about all that. Now I don't know about all that. Maybe if we're like in a committed relationship, that's different down the line.
Do you? Okay, let
It's
me
like,
ask you this question. Oh, go ahead. What you
mm-hmm.
about to say?
I was about to say, because like when if I'm in a relationship, I like to do like I like surprises. I like to surprise my significant other and do different things and try to be spontaneous and be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're in a serious relationship, if we're exclusive, then yeah, I wouldn't mind. Like if I got it, why not
Right.
surprise you with a trip, to see your favorite football team or whatever the case may be. There's nothing wrong with that.
Interesting.
Don't be getting ideas.
What you mean?
I see the look on your face. But anyway, what you gonna
I
ask
was
me?
think. I was thinking. You made me forget. Oh my god! I was about to ask you something. Dating. Shiitake. Damn. You said you might pay. Oh, okay, okay. How do you feel about paying for dates? So, um, I usually find myself paying for. I pay for the first date. So in dating, what is your normal expectation? Are you don't lie either? Are you you asked me so you should pay, or do you normally
No,
go Dutch? Like what? How do you feel about that?
I go in with no expectations. That's number one. So like if we go out to dinner and the waiter says, "How are we split? How am I bringing the check? Am I bringing it? Am I splitting it?" If he said, "Yeah, split it," okay, cool, let's do that. I'm not gonna get upset. I'm not gonna get mad.
Does it change? Does it change your perspective?
A little, it does, especially if it's the first date.
I knew it.
Especially if it's
Fellas,
the first
pay
date.
for the first date.
Because I mean, if, like going back to the guy who I dated outside our race, our third date, we went to an event and he was actually going to pay,
Mm-hmm.
but they said they only accepted cash and he didn't have any cash on him. And I had cash on me. So I said, what? And they were like, oh, it's the ATM over there. And I was like, don't worry about it because they're going to charge you fees, whatever. I got it. I'll take care of this one this time. And he was like, oh, I think that kind of messed him up a little because I think he's used to paying for
Yeah.
everything. So he was like, you want me to give you your money back? And I'm like, no, we good. Just buy my drinks. We good.
Oh wow. Okay. That's
Yeah, it
dope.
was no big deal.
That's
And it was
dope.
$15 per person to get in. Like, I mean, it just didn't make any sense. If I had the cash and he didn't, why not?
Right. We and ladies, let me tell you some shit. You want to mess a guy up, take him on a date and pay for everything. That shit feels great. It's been a while. God, when's the last time that's happened for me? I can't even remember. It's been longer than 4 years. That feels
Really?
good. Yeah, it feels really good. It might not be. I probably just pissed somebody off. No, it definitely wasn't the last. Definitely wasn't the last person I dated. So yeah, no, it probably has been that long for real, for real. That feels really good, man. Like the way it makes y'all feel to know that all you gotta do is get dressed, smell good, look good, and show up. Like when I say take him on a date, like pick him up, like make sure he ain't gotta do nothing, like
But
that.
see, some guys may have a problem with that.
But it's about, well, I wouldn't, but if you make the effort to do it and he tells you no, okay, but like make the effort, because some guys are, I'm not to the whole gender role thing. Like I don't feel like
Mm.
men need to do this, women need to do this. No, it's like I'm compromised. All right, what you like to do, what I like to do, what are your strong suits, what are my strong suits? All right, how we gonna make this work? I do feel like there's a certain role for a man to an extent, but I'm not like sold on it. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like certain stuff don't bother me. Like my last girlfriend made 2, 3 times as much money as I made. We never had a fight or argument about money or finances.
Oh,
Not
that's good.
once. Not once.
That's good.
I mean, you
Because
gotta
I
be.
know of couples who, like, when the woman makes more money,
Mm,
there that's that's become an issue in their relationship because he feels insecure,
well,
and he actually like would complain about the fact that she could do whatever she wants. She can buy herself whatever she wants. She can treat herself, and sometimes she would treat him.
mm-hmm.
He's like, why don't you save and this and that? And of course, she's going to say, well, this is my money. Why, if I got it, why not?
Gotta have the conversation. Gotta have the
Right.
conversation. Even though we were, what my friend calls playing married. Me and my last girl, we sat down. We split bills. We had a joint bank account. We put our bill money in there. We divided it based on income. Then I paid my personal bills and had my savings. She paid her personal bills. So it was never an issue. It was like, all right, as long as you pay your part of the bills, I don't care if you buy 500 popsicles. But if there's something we want to save for or do, we would set a goal and say, all right, we're gonna put this much money towards it. So it's a conversation thing. And then it's like, why get upset? She had a degree in engineering. I had a degree in education. Of course she gonna make more money than me. Like, like, duh.
Yeah, duh.
Like, so it's like, why get mad over that? But it's about clear communication, y'all. Like for real.
Yeah, communication is key. You got to have that open communication.
Yeah. Everything doesn't have to be a fight and an argument. All right, I done held you up for an hour, which is awesome. This is a great show. I learned a lot about you. Um, a lot more than I thought I was gonna learn. You've learned about me and made me expose myself a bit, and probably
I,
pissed off a couple people.
I have, and I plan on doing it again if you have me on your show again.
Duh, of course, definitely would do that. So before you go, give the ladies out there a life lesson or a life tip for the ladies out there who may be listening, who may be in their early 30s. You got what I call the strong black woman stimulus package. You educated, you got a career, you got a house. So to the women out there who have those, because those are very, very, very valuable assets that add to the stability of your life. Like I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure there's not too much that you worry about day to day. You know what I'm
No,
saying? So what do you have to say to those women who are aspiring to be like you, or who are in your position, who may be wavering, worried about a man, or worried about anything? What do you have to say to them?
I would say whatever it is that they're worrying about, don't like just go after what you want. Like when I was going through the process of getting my house, there were so many obstacles that I had to face, and every roadblock that could have been thrown at me was thrown at me.
Mm-hmm.
But I never let it stop me. And you can ask our good friend,
Mm-hmm.
who was real estate, who was my real estate agent. She would tell you the same thing. Like, even there was a time with the home that I have now, she told me, maybe we should just keep looking because it seemed like this is not going to happen. And I specifically told her, no, that's my house and I want that house and I'm going to be in that house. And guess what? I'm in that house.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, whatever it is you want, go after it. And Like the Bible said, faith without works is dead. So have the faith, do the work, pray, and God to do everything else. Make sure you keep God first and just not worry. Try not. I know it's easier said than done. Not stress because I mean, during that process, I did stress out,
Mm.
gain some weight behind it,
Oh
but hey,
Lord.
that's okay. But yeah, just overall, whatever you want, go after it. Don't let nothing stop you. Don't let nothing hold you back. See the vision and don't stop until you get there.
You know what? I'm rolling with that. I appreciate you for joining me. Thank you for your advice.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
All right, y'all already know where y'all can follow us on Instagram, FME_podcast. I will post all of our stuff underneath the description so you can follow us. New episodes every Wednesday. If you want to be a guest or if you have any questions, you can hit us up from my experience podcast at gmail.com. You can request to join the Facebook group from my experience podcast. I will approve you. And thank you all for the continued support, and we will catch y'all next time. Peace.